Orange, New Jersey was a solid, blue-collar community with a rich history and a promising future. But in the middle of the 20th century, decline began to set in. Businesses moved out. Factories were shuttered. Homes were abandoned. The interstate highway was pushed through and separated the south side of Orange from its main street. People thought Orange doesn't have a bright future, let's face it. I drew together a group of clergy and community leaders, and Hands was founded in 1986, and we began going after the worst properties on the block and acquiring them, rehabilitating them, selling them to new home buyers, and neighborhoods began to get a little more stable.
There were major issues down at the corner of Park and Elm, and on the opposite side of the street, we found out was the Trouble House. And eventually Hands ended up buying it, renovating it, and putting stable families in there. There's about 6 houses on this block alone that Hand renovated or they built, and the block became a serious community again.
Oh, this is exciting, yes.
The thinking was, if Orange is going to have a renaissance, it'll begin in the valley, at a train stop, popular Italian restaurants, and it had a community spirit. So we thought, let's get the traction and momentum in the valley. People will start taking notice and saying, hey, Orange is on the move. Wayne Meyer became our real estate director. Without Wayne, much of this would not exist today.
Hat City started out to be a hub where you came to meet people, where you came to drink, where you came to eat, where you came to enjoy live music and really just talk to people. And it was where musicians started their careers, photographers worked here. I have a blog that people recognize that is, I feel, an asset to the Orange community. Hat City is definitely something like a modern day Cheers. You knowing the bartender, you knowing the regulars know each other. It really did launch a lot of careers. It really did launch a lot of lifelong friendships, like a incubator kind of thing.
When we go to different cities, New Orleans being one of our favorites, we always are about the dining experience. It's like those little places nucked and tucked away. Might not be fancy, but the food is daggone good. So our dream was, like, if we could create this place in New Jersey, we should be able to replicate that or kind of do our version. When we were looking for a space, we went to Montclair, and then someone told us about this venue, and Hands has just been an incredible partner to kind of help us make sure we stay on the right track.
2005, we launched a community organization called Valley Arts. We said, if this arts district is going to be something more than just, paintings on a wall and us sipping Chardonnay, we better make sure that it's really dug deep into the community.
Luna Stage is a professional theater. We've been around for 25 years. Patrick Morrissey and Hands were looking for a theater specifically to come into the Valley Arts District to be one of the anchors in this amazing effort, and it was a really good match. For the idea of an arts district to thrive, it shouldn't just be about who comes in and sees what and spends what here. It should also be about the role the arts can play in the lives of the people who live here.
The Kelly Copeland Loft was conceived as a place for artists to grow, to sustain themselves, to make work, and that's one of the primary reasons that I was drawn to the Valley Arts District. It's actually a perfect way to sort of, sometimes just roll out of bed if you have an idea and start the work. Everything that I have is available for me to sort of, do some exploration rather than just jotting it down in a sketchbook. So this particular series is conflating the game of cricket with the idea of heightened competition that you usually get in other sports. I find myself being able to really expand on my artistic creative practice.
The firehouse is fascinating. When I was growing up here as a kid, it was a closed firehouse, but to see it restored the way Hands has done it, to have it outfitted for artists to live in a loft, beautiful loft environment. Every musician, every artist, visual artist always wants to live in a loft. That's the ideal work-live space, and Hands has done a great job to give us an aesthetic that we can actually be creative and use our creative surroundings to our advantage. The galleries are it's sort of like a value-added attraction. And not only do I get to do my particular art in business and consultancies, but I walk out of my front door and there could be a major gallery opening right outside my front door. Being around other artists is a net positive. It's great for creativity, it's great for camaraderie, and it also attracts new people. It's fantastic.
Arts Unbound is a nonprofit founded back in 2000. We are dedicated to promoting artistic accomplishments, careers, vocational paths for people with disabilities, and artistic enrichment for seniors. An exhibit is a great setting for people to start talking about what they see, what they perceive, not just in the art in front of them, but in their own community. And I think in a way, the Valley Arts District is doing the same thing. It's making people think about what creates community, what is a neighborhood.
Now today, there's tremendous momentum in the Valley. There's new residential housing being built. The former Berg Hat Factory complex is nearly complete as Hat City Lofts, 32 residential loft condos, and 8,400 square feet of arts commercial space. And the old Harvard printing site, where 128 mixed-income apartments are currently under construction. With significant momentum in the Valley neighborhood, Hands can now devote some of its attention to the heart of Orange, where we are really needed.
The Heart of Orange project is a very big project. There's a large number of abandoned and dilapidated properties that need attention. The Churchview Homes really is an important signal, I think, to folks that there's reinvestment going on. And the thing that makes Churchview Homes so important is that they are affordable, and that's been one of the hallmarks of Hands' work over the 30 years. It's like there's a whole new life here in Orange that I never could envision would have happened, but it's happening. It's happening with younger people, new people, and so it's nice to be able to be a part of this exciting future that I see here in my old hometown.